Well, it's that time again. Let's walk in faith, talk about anime, and grow together. Welcome to Reb's Otaku Talk. Hey Otaku family, welcome back to Reb's Otaku Talk, where faith and fandom collide. I'm your host Reb, and joining me is my co-host K2.
Howdy, howdy.
And Raver Mom.
Hi!
Together we'll venture into the world of anime through the lens of Christian values. Whether you're a seasoned otaku or just starting your anime journey, this is the place where we blend our love for things anime with a walk in Christ. Join us as we explore thought-provoking themes, inspiring stories, and tackle the deeper connections between our favorite shows and our faith. It's all about finding God's truth in the worlds we love. This is your Christ Walk with Otaku Talk. Let's get started.
Today's episode, we will be taking a look into what it is to overcome self-doubt and how God can help us through looking into the world of My Hero Academia, studying Midoriya through the lens of Gideon in the Bible. This anime is a popular anime and manga series set in a world where nearly everyone possesses unique superpowers known as quirks. The story follows Izuku Midoriya, a kind-hearted and determined boy born without a quirk, who still dreams of becoming a great hero. After a chance encounter with the world's greatest hero, All Might, Midoriya inherits his powerful quirk, One for All, and earns a place at UA High School, a prestigious academy for aspiring heroes. There, he trains alongside other students to master his abilities and learn what it truly means to be a hero. As the series progresses, My Hero Academia explores themes of courage, justice, and self-sacrifice, while diving deeper into the conflict between heroes and a rising wave of powerful villains. The students of UA face real-world dangers, personal growth, and moral challenges, all while building bonds and confronting the legacies of past heroes and villains. With its blend of high-stakes action, emotional storytelling, and character development, the series continues to resonate with audiences worldwide.
Alright, My Hero Academia is one that I just got into this past year. I'm not completely caught up in it. I just got done with My Villain Academia.
Okay, I mean, you're pretty much caught up. Almost.
I know that there's, I think, one or two more seasons beyond that, and then they started a new series.
Yeah, it's a spin-off series.
Yeah, they got Vigilantes, and then they've got another one.
Another one?
It's either another series or a new movie that I've been seeing around.
I know there was a new movie. I think last year was a new movie.
That could be what I'm thinking about. But, I still have quite a bit of catching up to do. But I've been focusing more on One Piece than My Hero. As soon as I got through the My Villain Academia season, I kind of paused it right there. So, I know we've talked about it in the past. What do you think about My Hero Academia?
For me, it's probably the most recent anime that I'm currently invested in. I think it's a great show.
What seems to be your favorite part about it?
The fighting's always great. I love Bakugo. He's my favorite. He's the best character in the show.
You like the hothead?
I like the hothead, yep.
I think he is like the anti-hero of the thing. He is, in Japan he'd be sitting there with Deadpool in my eyes.
Yes.
He's all about murder, but he has enough self-control to be the hero that he wants to be.
I think what sealed my favoritism towards him is the second movie. The second movie really had him doing good. I really hate how they basically had to mind wipe because it's a movie, so they kind of have to keep it, kind of go back to what season normals were, so.
Yeah, I haven't watched any of the movies yet, and that's probably a mistake, but I haven't.
You just need to watch the second one. That's the only good one.
It's probably the reason why you have to pay to watch it, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I know that for me, I thought the first two seasons were very slow, but what really kept me watching it is what we're going to talk about tonight. So before we get to that, 5 out of 5 rating. What would you give it?
Yep, 5 out of 5.
You give it a 5 out of 5? I would give it, I'd give the later seasons a 5 out of 5. The first 2 seasons, I'd give more like a 4.
Yeah, I can see that.
And the My Villain Academia,
Yep.
I'd give it like a 3.
Yeah.
I thought it slowed the story down. I get that you want to expose new characters. You want to set the stage for the villains, but doing it as late into it as you're doing it, to me, I felt like it slowed the whole thing down, and I had a very hard time watching it.
Okay.
But that's my opinion, and I'm going to stick with it. What got me was how you see Midoriya grow and how you see him overcome self-doubt. Over the past 2 weeks, Gideon has been brought up a lot, both on the podcast and off. Church last night, pastor spoke on Gideon.
Okay.
And 2 weeks ago and last week we talked about how that's like one of my top favorite Bible stories. He's one of my top favorite Bible heroes. And he just keep on coming up and coming up and coming up. And a saying that I've always, been brought up with and taught with being a pastor is that you have to go through something to truly preach it or teach it. And I feel like over the past few weeks, self-doubt is something that I've had to battle, and fear and all the stuff that Gideon had to go through and Midoriya had to go through. And I think that Midoriya is pretty much the anime Gideon.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
But I want to do this in more of a Bible study format. So we're going to actually talk about the story of Gideon and dig in a little deeper into the story of Gideon, and then we'll contrast it over to My Hero Academia into those similarities.
Okay.
Now, Raver Mom,
What?
you have been with me on this journey for the past couple of weeks of Gideonness.
Yeah.
I know for me it's been very challenging and it's been very eye-opening. With K2, we're able to touch on the story that Midoriya goes through. Is there anything that stands out to you in the story of Gideon?
Are you talking about like his actions or just how it ended
Like,
overall?
is there anything that stuck out to you in what he had to go through? Or an action that he took as a result of it?
Honestly, characters, stories in the Bible like Gideon kind of almost like infuriate me. And it's only because of the fact that so Gideon comes from a tribe. It's one of the smaller tribes, right?
Yeah.
And it's a point in Israel's history where they go through like all these judges, and these certain judges will help Israelite tribes and get them to see, that God's there for him, everything that's been, God has done for them, and that they are powerful, they are mighty, that they have all these gifts and blessings, and a father in heaven who cares for him or for them. But once the judge does their job, and I can't say his because right before Gideon, there was a female judge, Deborah. And then, so throughout all these judges, they come into play. They once again show, the Israelite, all of them, the tribes, the mighty hand of God, and they help them through all these battles, and they help them, but like through all these years, they are having to go through all these judges to be reminded that the person that, or the being that God is. And when it comes to Gideon, his beginning of his story, I mean, I guess it's kind of another face to the die, so to speak. You know how like in what is it called, Dungeons and Dragons, where you have like a 12-sided die and all that. So I guess it's like another side to the die, right? And this time, instead of having a valiant judge, you have one that's their story starts out where they're freaked out. They feel very
vulnerable.
Yes, but it's not because something happened. Because the crazy thing is Gideon's story. It's literally, it jumps right into it. There's no preface at all. It literally is Gideon hiding, the angel coming and seeing him and basically being like, dude, what are you doing? Like, go and defeat the Midianites. And his immediate response is, I can't do that. I'm from a small tribe. I'm weak. I'm this. I'm that. Yes, it does show us a doubtful person can then overcome. But for the sheer fact that for Gideon's entire life, he's taught, and he is, I mean, because he knows of all the stories, right? That's how the Israelites told their stories. It just infuriates me that the Israelite tribes had to go through, and even then still, they still battled that up and down, up and down, up and down of, oh, we can't do this because God disappeared. When God didn't disappear, he taught you, and now it's your turn to, live the life that you're supposed to live. But anyways, I don't know. Those stories just kind of, like, I know that they're there for a purpose because we all need those kind of stories for certain seasons in our life. But they just kind of infuriate me, like it's just one of those I want to smack him in the back of the head. Because Gideon was a very strong man. He was a very wise man. He wasn't weak. He wasn't poor. He had servants. And if you know anything about the Bible, if you have a servant of any kind,
you rich.
You're wealthy. You're well off. So it's just, but it goes to show at the same time that Gideon didn't know what he had at the same time.
Yeah, it goes back to imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
Where you put yourself on such a high pedestal that you put your goals on such a high pedestal that you think they're unreachable.
Yeah. So, I mean, like I said, it doesn't tell us the time frame between the Judge Deborah and Gideon. Like, it doesn't tell us how old Gideon was when this whole thing started. So there is a lot of empty and a lot of questions. But it's just like, dude, do you not believe? Do you not, you know what I mean? Like, do you think they're just bedtime stories? Do you, I have more questions than I got answers, to be honest.
Oh, it's okay. And that's kind of what I want to work into. But giving that brief, overview into what we're going to be talking about is exactly it. It's to, one, kind of get the summary of the story out there, but it kind of warms you up and gets you prepared into what we're going to be reading.
Yeah.
We're not going to read the whole story of Gideon because we'd be here for a while. We're going to touch on the beginning part, and that's kind of what I want to hit on, is the beginning of Gideon's journey and the beginning of Midoriya's journey and how they're very similar, how they contrast to each other.
And Raverma, I just want to take a second here. Explain when you were explaining the story of Gideon. I actually thought it was very good. I got that. Oh, these are good lessons. These are important life lessons to learn, and it goes to show you that the Bible has many stories for different people in different ways.
Correct. I've read certain stories at one point in my life, and I was like, oh, that's a cute story, or that's a good story, or that's good information, and then studied it or read it again late in a different time of my life, same story, and got something else out of it. That's why it's always good when you have time, or when you're going through something, to always, no matter what, even if it's like one scripture, or if it's like one of those short chapters, read it, because you never know what is going to come out of it.
if that makes any
Yep.
sense.
It's basically the difference between the Sunday school version and the full version. It's like
Yeah.
Cliff Notes versus the book.
Right.
Yeah.
You know? And I know for me, I grew up with this story, and I we got a little touch at the beginning, but then we got down to the trials and the battles and the victory. And whenever I got older and actually read the actual first part of the story, it's like, I can relate to this guy. It's a massive smack in the face.
And the funny thing is whenever you learn the stories, like the one of Gideon, and then you watch shows like My Hero Academia, your brain will sometimes, it's like a connection that it makes, and it's a reminder of, oh, I read this, and it, again, it can help people through the process.
Honestly, I got a new respect for My Hero after
All right.
after the connection was made. And it pretty much elevated it to, top 10
Okay.
type deal. But the story of Gideon we find in Judges chapter 6. So whenever she said we're talking about the judges, literally, the book of Judges talks about the judges of Israel.
All right.
This starts in Judges chapter 6, and it's in verse 11. That's when we see Gideon come in. I'm going to be reading out of the English Standard Version. That's my preferred, and it's a little easier to understand without going to something that I feel rewords quite a bit. But it says, Now the angel of the Lord came and sat under the terebinth at Ophrah, which belonged to Joash the Abizarite, while his son Gideon was beating out the wheat in the winepress to hide it from the Midianites. And the angel of the Lord appeared to him and said to him, The Lord is with you, O mighty man of valor. And Gideon said to him, Please, my Lord, if the Lord is with us, why then has all this happened to us? And where are all his wonderful deeds that our fathers recounted to us, saying, Did not the Lord bring us out of Egypt? But now the Lord has forsaken us and given us into the hand of Midian. I want to point out the biggest thing. The Jews are now basically under the tyranny of the Midianites. And Gideon is hiding. The angel calls him a man of valor. When in the world do you see a man of valor hiding?
Kind of depends on your situation, I think.
He's hiding food. The
This is what I was
cannot
talking
have
about,
my
how it
food.
literally just
Yeah.
jumps into the story.
Okay, and Gideon ignores that whole
Yeah.
mighty man of valor. And he's like, Where have you been? I'm doing this and it's your fault type deal.
Yep.
Okay, and it continues to say in 14, And the Lord turned to him and said, Go in this might of yours and save Israel from the hand of Midian. Do not I send you? And he said to him, Lord, please, how can I save Israel? Behold, my clan is the weakest in Manasseh, and I am the least of my father's house. And the Lord said to him, But I will be with you, and you shall strike the Midianites as one man. I come from a weak tribe, and I am the lowest of my family. Okay, that kind of shows you where he's at.
Yep.
He's doubting himself. Big time.
Very.
Now, if we cross over to my hero, you look at Midoriya. He has no quirk. All he wants is his own power. And as within the first couple of episodes, especially whenever people start jabbing at him that he has no quirk, and he's wanting to get into the most prestigious hero school, but he can't do it without any power, and he tries to leap in and save somebody after his hero has told him, dude, you don't got it. There's no shot for you. You stink on ice. Find another dream, kid. And he's beating himself up. I am the lowest of my class. I am the lowest of the low. I have nothing. He jumps in to try to save Bakugo. And he almost kills himself.
Yep.
And it freaks him out, and it makes it even worse. I am so weak, I couldn't even save him. I'm an idiot. What in the world can I do? Right there at the beginning of their stories, they're in the same spot. I've got no power to do anything. So to speak, I suck.
But, I mean, even though, I mean, I kind of see that a little bit different. I see that as, when I see that, I see Midoriya, even though he knows he doesn't have any powers, he's conquering fear like a boss and going right at that first villain, of that first sludge villain.
But you gotta remember in that, he didn't even know what he was doing.
No.
He didn't even remember what the heck he did. He just remembered running in there,
Yep.
being saved by All Might, or waking up to All Might.
Yep.
That's all he remembered. And you gotta remember his train of thought throughout that whole thing. Yes, he reacted like a hero.
Yep.
And All Might comes to show him that. Just like the angel is trying to tell Gideon the same thing. You don't see the strength I see in you. And as we continue down the story, that's what it is. But you don't see it. You can save. Like he just said to Gideon, I will be with you and you shall strike down the Midianites as one man. Midoriya is at the pinnacle of his self-doubt whenever All Might has just rescued him. And he pretty much says the same thing to Midoriya. You don't have a quirk. You don't have the power of a hero. But what you got inside is more than most of the heroes that are out here. And he pushes to show him that. Now see, Gideon, he's going to get tested in trials. Midoriya, he's going to have to swallow a hair.
Yep.
And, you know, before that happens, All Might puts him through trials of strength. Now looking back at Gideon, before we get to that part, he said... And he said to him, if I have found favor in your eyes, then show me a sign that it is you who speak with me. Please do not depart here until I come back and bring you a present and set before you. And he said, I will stay till you return. Okay, so Gideon puts the angel to the test. And the reason why he's doing this is, at this point in time, they are worshiping a different god. They are not worshiping God. They are worshiping Baal.
Okay.
And God, you know, like Raver Mom said, God was not there. And so they said, well, I haven't seen God. I haven't heard from God. So, hey, you know, who's God? You know?
Yep.
And so now Gideon is going to put it to the test. Gideon's doing this to come to the realization that, yes, God is actually here, God is with me, and God is doing these things. Midoriya, he probably had to come to the same realization in his mind, especially whenever he saw All Might in his true form. Like, dude, are you kidding me? Are you the actual All Might, or are you an imposter? You know? And so Gideon went through and did these tests to the angel, and the angel proved it. And at that point, Gideon built an altar to God. And eventually he tears down the altar to Baal, at which point the Israelites put God to the test. Because of the fact that, you know, his dad's the one who built the altar to Baal. And whenever everybody brought this to Gideon's daddy, look, he destroyed the altar of Baal. And Gideon's daddy is like, well, it's Baal's altar. Let's see what Baal's gonna do. Did Baal do anything? No. Of course not. Baal doesn't exist. And that is where the story continues to build up, and I'm not going to read, like I said, I'm not going to read the rest of it.
Right.
So I can pretty much go into the rest of the story. We know that in My Hero, All Might brings your body has to get prepared for the power that I give you. And Gideon, same thing. I have all these men, and he's got all these men to defeat the Midianites, but God says you have too many. So he begins to put trials out there, like have your men go to the water, and if they lap the water up like a dog, you don't want them. If they drink from their hands, then those are your guys. And he does a couple of trials like these, and he dwindles them down from a multitude down to 300 guys. And 300 guys against the Midianite army, who was like tenfold bigger.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, how's this gonna work? You take a weakling like Midoriya,
Yeah.
you stick him in front of a beach that's just cluttered with trash. You can't see the water. You can't see the sand. All you see is industrial
Trash.
garbage.
Yep.
And he's like, oh, you gotta clean up the beach. Bare hands, no machines. Bare hands, no machines. You gotta clean the beach. And as he's cleaning the beach, he builds his strength so that he can become what All Might sees that he can become. Gideon had to go through the same types of trials to become the man and the leader that God knew he was. And what I love about this is the fact that throughout all of it, through both stories, you see how they go from people who doubt themselves, and God / All Might prove them that they don't have a reason to doubt themselves, that the strength that they see inside them is the strength that they have, and they can do amazing things. And I think that's a really big thing for us to remember. Self-doubt is a huge thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, in order to be able to teach something, you have to go through it. Self-doubt is one of my biggest things. Self-doubt and fear.
Oh, yeah.
Which is something that both of these guys have. And to see that no matter what, there is somebody who has our back who can help us overcome it. But what are we going to do, and how can we do it? Raver Mom, what are some ways that if we are dealing with self-doubt, what are some ways that we can get beyond it?
Well, the thing is, when you become doubtful, don't be by yourself. Gideon was by himself, and I've never seen an episode of My Hero Academia. Sorry.
Midoriya was by himself.
Being by yourself, it gives the ability for fear to come in, not just doubt, but like other things like fear and anger and questions, and it just kind of like snowballs from there. But if you are surrounded by people who can help you work through that, then it would be easier to overcome it.
That's really good.
And it's true. I mean, that's how... That's pretty much what I've had to come to the hard realization of. Is we can put ourselves into a situation where we feel... basically, we're alienating ourselves.
Yep.
And me, I was alienating myself. I'm not alone, but I'm making myself alone.
Nope.
And that's just as damaging. I mean, Gideon made himself alone. Midoriya, I mean, if you kind of look at his flashbacks of stories, he was being pushed, but he got pushed so much that he's like, what's the point? He made himself alone.
Yeah.
And it's, it's the story of overcoming. And that's one of the biggest things. Gideon, like she said, he was no longer alone. Not only did he know he had God on his side, but he had 300 other guys at the end of it. Midoriya, he was alone. Then he has All Might on his side.
Yep.
Then he has a squad,
Yep.
which includes his rival.
Yeah, well, it takes a couple seasons for him to come along, but he gets there.
Spoiler if you've never seen the show.
I'm gonna have to make a T-shirt, a comparison between All Might and the Almighty. Yeah. But it's, self-doubt's hard.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think that there's another character in My Hero that actually does a really good job of overcoming self-doubt as well.
okay, who?
Jiro. During the school festival where they're doing the band.
Jiro.
Jiro, the one with the headphone jacks, the ears.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because a couple episodes, during that season, she's seeing all her classmates using her quirks, exercising them in unique ways. And she starts doubting herself that she should be in this course. Like, all she has are headphone jacks. Like, what can I do? Oh, I can do, music. That's not, a practice. That's not, bettering myself. That's not pushing my quirk to its limit to get myself strength.
Mm-hmm.
But as she expands her thoughts, or not expands her thoughts, but her friends see that she has that interest, and that they want to get a band going for the school festival, and they realize that she can sing. They push her to sing, and she really enjoys it.
In what way would you say that she was making herself alone?
She was not really isolating herself, but she wouldn't show her talents. She didn't believe her talents were worthy of being shown.
Well, see, and that's the good thing about when you connect yourself with people of some kind of likeness, some common ground.
Is that a fellowship?
Oh, yes, it is. Yes.
Yes, he had to use his new catchphrase.
When you build those relationships and you have your fellowship,
Yep.
we'll call it that, your group of people, when you're feeling like that, they are going to lift you up. The Bible talks about that throughout in different circumstances. As you were talking, there was a verse that came to mind in Ecclesiastes, and it was talking about I have it right here, hold on. A cord with 3 strands is not easily broken. If you've ever dealt with rope or yarn or anything like that, and you've got one strand, you can break it very easily. But the more strands you put, the more strands you break together, it's harder and harder and harder and harder to break. And building those relationships and going through things together, if one breaks, okay, there's going to be a multitude there to help you.
Yep.
And to walk you through it, and to build you back up, and to encourage you, and to walk with you. And if you're surrounded by good people, they're not going to allow you to even be by yourself, because they're going to start noticing, hey, you're acting kind of weird. Let's talk about it. And that's the good thing about having a fellowship. I know, personally, I've been told, going to church, there's no point. Why even go to church? Like, I can learn the Bible on my own. Absolutely, sure.
Yep.
I mean, there's thousands of material out there where you can learn the Bible. You can learn it front to back.
Yep.
Satan does too. He can quote it just as good as many scholars. But when you're by yourself at home and you're going through things like a death in the family, or man, I can't believe I didn't pass that test, or man, I wanted to talk to that girl and I just messed up, whatever the problem is, and you're by yourself, you have no one to turn to.
No.
It doesn't matter if you go to a church or a Bible study group or whatever. Pick a fellowship. Pick a group of people that can walk through life with you, and not bring in, like, don't make sure to pick good people. You don't want toxic people.
Nope.
You don't want people that are going to bring in bad attitudes or bad character traits or anything like that. You want people that you can trust and that is going to help you build up. And that's the awesome thing about Gideon, is the fact that he surrounded himself with people he could trust, people he could walk through, and people he could go to if he needed help.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the awesome thing about stories and about animes like My Hero Academia, is because it shows that, you know, this one character by themselves, failing at life, failing at them, you know, making themselves feel horrible. But the moment they get connected with their fellowship, they're empowered. And it's like their abilities, whatever it is enhanced. I mean, we talked about Ghost Hunt. The main character there, she got, I mean, it's you see it over and over and over. But yet people still want to stay by themselves and, oh, I don't need to go to church. Okay, fine, don't go to church. There's a Bible study, blah, blah, blah. You know, let's go meet at Starbucks. I mean, it doesn't have to be a church building. You can go meet at Starbucks. I mean, there's one on every corner almost, you know, or an Alianos or a Dunkin' or whatever, you know. But find your group, you know. Sorry, that was my rant.
Oh, good rant.
Go
That
for
was a
it.
good rant.
I'm all for it.
I don't have much about My Hero Academia, so when you say stuff, I'm not need to, but.
The great thing about this group is that we all have different interests, and we're all at different points in our spiritual walks, and we don't all watch the same stuff, so we get different points of view from everything. And whenever it comes to the anime end, you know, if we can watch each other's shows.
Yep.
I mean, we've started watching Girls und Panzer, which we will give a review on after we watch the whole thing. But we wouldn't have watched it. We probably wouldn't have watched it if it wasn't for the fact that
it's a niche moe anime.
No, Rev would have watched it based off the cover, because there's a tank on the cover.
I mean, K2, you probably wouldn't have started watching One Piece.
No.
And
I only because of how long it is.
Oh my goodness, is it long? And they're not done!
No. But I figured a system of how to watch it is, when I'm caught up on anime, that's what I'm going to just watch to fill my time.
There you go.
So.
And that's pretty much what I've done is I'll watch a season of something else, and then I'll watch a season of One Piece. I'll watch a season of something else. I'll watch a season of One Piece. Just so that it breaks up the monotony.
Yeah, it cleanses the palate.
Yeah. All right, Mom, is there an anime that you've watched based off of what we've talked about or recommended? I mean, he watched One Piece.
I started watching
Girls in Panzer.
Well, of course I'm watching Girls in Panzer with you. And don't ask me again what I think about it, because I'm not going to tell you.
Yeah, that'll be next week.
Oh. I probably still won't tell you.
It's okay to hurt my feelings.
No. No. Listen, no. Listen, Linda, okay?
No, Linda.
Anyways, no. I am granted, it's the summertime, so for all those that are just tuning in, I'm a teacher and school just ended. So during the school year time, August to May, my time, the majority of my time is, with a bunch of 8 and 9-year-olds. So, do we talk about anime? Oh yes, the topic of this year was Dragon Ball Z.
Really?
Yes. I have so many. Get this, K2, okay? What are the 2 most aggravating animes that I am just like, I don't like watching them?
I know it's Dragon Ball Z.
And
Naruto.
I'm gonna say, well, okay, Naruto. I was gonna say Girls and Panzer.
okay. No, that you know of, that we have discussed.
Yes.
Okay. I have so many. I have a file, probably an inch thick, and the majority of it are Dragon Ball Z photos and Naruto photos. Okay. Now, mind you, that's what they liked.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm gonna get into it with them, and I encouraged them because I had some really artistically, I mean, they're wonderfully talented children this past year, and I hope that they keep doing that because I mean, one of them, we could probably see an anime that he did in the future.
Great.
I mean, I had probably two of them that were, I mean, their drawing skills, and I mean, as the year went on, I mean, became phenomenal. And I listen, when I get images like drawings and whatever, I always have my kids sign them, you know, that way I know who they're from, because you know, years down the road I'm probably not going to remember, just because that's how my brain works. It's a pretty picture, yes, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping that they become real famous, because I'm gonna like brag on them like crazy. I mean, like literally one of them, what's your favorite Dragon Ball character? What do you want me to draw this time? Hey, who do you like, this person? Have you ever heard of this person? I mean, literally. And at the end of the year,
And she would come home and she'd be like, honey,
I literally-
give me a character name.
yes, I literally had to come home and have conversations. I talked more about Dragon Ball this year than I have in the last 18 years that we've been married. Okay. But at the end of the year, when asked by one of the other parents what his favorite thing of the year was, and it was because of the fact that his teacher was into Dragon Ball Z. And I was like, oh,
That's great.
that just, you know, tugged at my heart. And so, yeah, so the majority of my time for the past, 10 months has been school, and then come home and hang out with kids and do the podcast and, you know, try to survive. But now that it is summer, said that to say this, now that it is summer, I might actually get to my long list of ones that I have made on Crunchyroll, because I do have a list.
All right.
She does.
I did sit down.
She's got a decent list. I think, honestly, her list reminds me of stuff that you would like, Kato.
Okay, yeah, I'll have to hear the list.
One of them, and I cannot think of the name, but it's a more darker one, Rev said.
Oh, she's got Helsing on there.
There it is.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so
The OVA or the original?
The original.
The original.
The original and the OVA. She's got both on there.
Skip the original, just go straight to the OVA.
Well, I like to watch it all.
Okay.
I just, because I like to kind of see what they did before. Like, I just kind of like, you know, see the process and stuff. Give an accurate account, right? An accurate rating. So yeah, I have made a list. I put My Hero Academia because I had a student who was like, you gotta watch it.
You do. It is really
and I think she's also got Assassination Classroom on there, which is also on mine to watch.
Okay, yeah, that's a good one from what I've heard.
So yeah, I have quite a list. The only two I am currently watching, not including Girls und Panzer, is just Fairy Tail and One Piece, because I am trying to get through Fairy Tail, because we have been trying to watch that for years, but the problem is that we're watching it together, and I like Fairy Tail, but I am not allowed to watch it without him.
Oh.
So
I like
yes,
Fairy Tail too.
see, that's the problem. Like, I
That
could
is
binge
the
watch
problem.
Fairy Tail
Yep.
just because I don't know, like, I like that
I'll
action.
watch it with you because
Thank you.
it's a good show. it should not be missed.
I'm sorry, I
But I
can't
can't
parallel
watch it
watch
without
something
him.
like that.
I can't. He won't let me. He
Aw.
literally got. I think there was one point that he got aggravated. He walked in and he's like, "You're watching it without me," and I was like, "Absolutely not." You know.
It's
So
like, I'm waiting for you.
Yeah.
You're waiting for me in the
'Cause-
middle of the episode.
what I did is I went to the previous episode.
Right.
Is what I did. So technically, I wasn't watching it without him. I was watching an episode we had already watched.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so like, I do have a list, and I'm hoping to get through that somewhat. But like, I'm weird. I'm like with books, I like to read one book at a time. I'm not one that likes to
Yeah, I'm
have
like that.
so many. So I have non-anime shows that I've watched over and over and over, that I'll watch like a couple anime episodes, and then I go to my normals.
Yeah, I think what we got going on right now is we are watching the Marvel Universe movies in chronological
Oh,
order.
and add
Okay.
that into.
Right now, we're 3 movies in.
Oh, you got a long way to go.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. And then
So that's
talking
what,
to...
the first Thor?
No,
No?
we just finished
that's
Iron Man 1.
Captain Marvel, Captain America, First Avenger, and
Okay.
Iron Man. Fourth one's Iron Man 2, and then I think Thor comes after that.
Okay.
Yeah, about 6-7 years ago.
Oh, you're talking about in the universe chronologically.
Yeah.
Chronological.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. 6-7 years ago,
Basically, the Avengers anthology.
Yeah.
they
pretty much.
put on Facebook this timeline. I think it was when the Hulks. Was it when Hulks joined the Avenger team or something like that?
It was the first Avengers movie.
Yeah, they put this timeline, and it was chronologically, if you want to watch it in chronological order. And of course, I came home and was like, hey, honey, I want to do this. Can you find me all the movies? Well, he found me all the movies, and then my excitement to do it was like, yeah, never mind. So, yeah, we're attempting
Yeah, so
that.
now I've got up to like 4 or 5 movies past the Avengers,
Okay.
but there's so many more now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get to that place, and then it's gonna be like, okay, time to start the collection back up again.
Problem is for me is I'm not a superhero person. Like, I'm just not into that stuff. There are some that I like I like Iron Man.
I'm about to say
He doesn't.
Yeah.
no, I like Iron Man. I like Thor.
Oh, it's Thor. See,
Yeah.
like, I like Thor.
I still haven't watched the whole movie.
I like the first Thor. After that,
Yeah.
I can't
but
stay awake.
he can't watch
Really?
it. He falls asleep.
I think as boring as can be.
It's like that the Star Wars one.
It's like Rogue One. Can't stay awake. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
it's boring.
But like, I like it. And then I like Spider-Man,
Yep.
but like the original with
Toby.
Toby.
Maguire.
Toby,
Yeah.
yep.
I don't like any of the new
They brought
stuff.
Toby back.
I know they did. I know they did. In the end game, if I'm not
No.
mistaken.
No, it was.
No, it was a Spider
It's like
movie.
No Way Home.
No Way Home. Yeah.
Yeah, and then
No,
they're gonna.
I thought he just came in was with one of the.
No, in Spider-Man No Way Home, they did the multiverse, and they brought in
Oh,
both
I
of
know
the
that
Spider-Mans
one.
before him.
I know that one. I'm talking about when they brought back Iron Man and all these other characters.
They that's the new Spider-Man that they used. That's Tom Holland's Spider-Man. Now they are going to bring Tobey Maguire back in again.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Because they're going to continue the whole multiverse thing,
Okay.
and so he's gonna. It's not the last time we're gonna see him.
Cool.
Yeah, Tom Holland was kind of okay. I didn't like all the other ones though. But anyways, so yeah, I'm not. I don't know. It's just one of those hit and miss kind of things.
Yep.
She likes some of them, not all of them,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it's okay.
With
like
I mean,
some of them,
as
not
many
all of them.
movies they have, that's to
Yeah.
be expected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To me, it's like move on
Yep.
to something else. Like. But I'd rather all of that than all the than having a remake.
A live action remake.
Yeah, like remake this, remake that, remake this. I mean, at least Marvel and all of them are like, I mean, granted, it's from comic books, but
Yeah.
like at least they're trying to find some kind
Something,
of originalities. Hey, let's expand this or character, or let's
Yep.
do this, or they're not remaking everything that we grew up on.
And we're gonna have to do something on the Marvel animes.
Speaking of that, did you know that Dollar Tree is starting to sell comic books?
I saw that.
Really
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, they raised the prices. They got to bring in something new.
I went into Dollar Tree and they had like this magazine stand and they had comic books and there was a Superman in the artistry or in the anime manga kind of style. I almost bought it for you, but I was like, I don't know if you would like it, but it was kind of weird. It wasn't your
That'd be
normal
something
American comic book
That'd be
style.
something to see.
We also need to watch. We also need to watch the Batman where he goes to feudal Japan.
Batman goes to Japan.
Is
Yes.
that Ninja Batman or something like that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I've heard of it. I haven't seen it.
It's a pretty good one.
Sorry, my brain needs to catch up on what you just said.
One thing that we keep on saying that, do our own Ghibli Fest, I was talking to Raver Mom.
No, you weren't. You were talking to yourself.
I was talking to you.
Sure.
Season 2, I think it'd be cool to just do all Studio Ghibli for Season 2.
Okay.
Basically do a Ghibli Fest, but Ghibli Fest be the season.
All right.
I think that'd be pretty cool. There's about 30 Ghibli movies, and we're only doing 25 episode seasons. So the little small add-on ones will be like, okay, we're not going to watch those. We're going to watch the main ones. But right now, that's the plan.
All right.
Which I think Raver Mom's going to get into it, because some of her favorite animes are Ghibli. I think her top animes are Ghibli.
Yep,
So,
I gotta catch up.
No, we're going to be doing our own Ghibli Fest, so we're going to be watching them. We'll have to sit down and figure all that out. But, I'm only missing like 6 movies out of the entire collection.
Wow, that's...
Only 6.
And Amazon has them all.
All right.
So I have found
Which is
them
why
all.
he was having a conversation by himself about this whole thing, because I tuned out to whenever he said, "Oh, I only need 6."
Jeez, thanks. Here's an interesting thing. So we did the Star Wars Vision, the Star Wars episode. We talked about Star Wars Visions. Studio Ghibli
Oh, goodness.
did a 3-minute Grogu anime where Grogu is cleaning and he comes face to face with the dust bunnies from
They're not dust bunnies.
Totoro.
They're soot
Really?
sprites. The black things,
Yes,
those are soot sprites,
yes, but
sir.
whenever they made it, the Ghibli Grogu anime is called Grogu and the Dust Bunnies.
Yeah, I totally have to watch that.
Yeah.
Yeah, right now it's only on Disney Plus. I'm trying to find another way to watch it because I don't want
It's
Disney
okay. I know
Plus.
somebody with Disney Plus.
Okay.
So,
Yes. So we've got I tried to see if they had it, but just like the 2 continuation stories that you can only watch at the Ghibli theme park over in Japan.
There's a Ghibli theme park?
yes, there
Yes.
is.
I did not know that.
There's a Ghibli
Yes.
theme park. There's a Dragon Ball Z theme park. There's...
When our kids are grown, we're just gonna go to anime theme parks.
Listen. They even have a One Piece theme park.
Where's that at?
Or a One Piece...
I know that you can visit the set of the live action One Piece.
No, there is... I think it's One Piece. Hold on.
I hope we get some of that over here. I mean, we just got the Mario one, so hopefully we can get some others over.
Yeah, I'm more excited about the Dragon Ball Z theme park in Abu Dhabi than I am
Maybe it was a restaurant.
Super
Hold on.
Mario
Yeah.
World. Now, I do know
Yes.
down in Miami they have
Tokyo.
a restaurant.
Tokyo. One Piece Tower was a permanent indoor theme park dedicated to popular anime and manga series located within the Tokyo Tower, but it closed its doors in 2020.
Oh, that
so
hurts.
they had one.
Oh,
That hurts.
Yeah.
Oh, it's terrible.
Let's say it's it. I wasn't wrong.
Yes, I know that one of the unreleased sequels, I'll put air quotes on that, at Ghibli theme park is May and the Cat Bus. It's a continuation of My Neighbor Totoro. And then I think the other one is a continuation of Princess Mononoke. I'm not 100% on the second one. And they're all about 3 to 5 minutes long. They're short, short things, but you can only see it there. Well, Grogu and the Dust Bunnies has entered into that short film that will never be released.
Oh,
outside
I'm sure
of the
it
internet.
will.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I'm sure it will somehow get leaked.
Oh, it'll leak. I'm waiting for a leak. It'll leak.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting. But seeing their version of Grogu, it's like, you know, those little dopey looking Totoros on My Neighbor Totoro.
Mm-hmm.
Grogu looks kind of like that.
Aww.
Yeah, it's cute. I'm like, Raver Mom Star Wars.
Yay.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool. But yeah, we're gonna be trying to set up a time to watch it. It should be
Cool.
really cool because I think part of that'll be in the fall and winter season, so we can break out the stuff and watch them in the backyard. Have a little bit of fun because we usually do that during the winter time.
Yeah, because you don't really want to be outside in the summer here.
No, it's Florida. We got the state bird out there, the mosquito.
I think that's more the county bird.
Yeah, here definitely. But any other news coming from the anime world?
I don't think so.
You can do the whole thing about Ichiro Oda taking a break from writing the animes if you want to. Do you remember the date for that?
June 8th.
June 8th. Ichiro Oda will be starting his break time from writing One Piece mangas. So if you are one of those people who are actually caught up with a manga series, you're going to have to wait. We had to wait with the anime for 6 months. You can wait with the manga. I'm sorry.
Yeah. He's got some cool surprises, I think, that you'll like.
Yeah, she's been reading the spoiler stuff, and I don't want to know.
Okay.
I don't wait on things. When I watch one of the episodes, I ask the question, "Oh, I'm not going to tell you," is his answer, and I just pick up my phone and ask Google my question.
I feel like I need to do just a special YouTube show called Raver Mom Spoilers. Raver Mom, spoiler alert. You know, just let her just go. Like, rant all the spoilers.
Thanks.
What? I think that'd be pretty cool. I mean, it sounds like I'm joking, but I'm being serious.
In today's episode, Rev is going to find out something about Luffy.
Yeah, I would be like, yeah, I'm not listening. I'm not listening. I'm gonna edit this with my ears closed. Oh, me and K2 discovered something.
That you have a brain?
I don't know. That's still up for grabs.
I thought so.
The release date for My Hero Academia.
Mm-hmm.
May 5th, 2018.
Wow.
Not only our anniversary, but the day I was credentialed as a pastor.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. That only makes me have it up there in the top 5 list even more. Or do we have any last thoughts on the contrast of Gideon to Midoriya?
Nope.
No? I mean, I know we've been off that topic for a little bit, but anything? No? Okay.
Do you have a favorite character outside of Midoriya and like the big three? Like the main cast?
Yeah, All Might he's my
Okay.
character. All because of the fact that he drives my car.
Okay.
I was about to say, is that other action figure that you have?
Yes, that is the other figurine.
Did you show K2 the thingy that I bought you? What was that?
It's behind the chair on the other side. You know how in like lowriders they have a sign in the back window? No. You're not into the lowrider scene.
No.
Smart man.
We found this at Hobby Lobby, and I was going to do that to the car. She found me an All Might
Oh,
placard.
that's cool.
They have one of
Midoriya.
as
Okay.
well.
I tried sneaking that into the cart. It didn't work.
No, I told him only one.
So I figured since All Might owned the car,
Yeah, it's
that
fitting.
it would be fitting to stick it in the car. So, but
Well, it's not just lowriders. There are some classic cars that they base it, like their whole theme is based off of, like Transformers. If they do a
like a hot rod.
Yeah. Sometime we saw one not too long ago. It was purple, and it was based. Their theme was the one-eyed, one-horned
Flying Purple
People Eater. Did you ever hear that song?
Yes.
Yeah. So they had one of those little stuffies.
Oh, that's cool.
In like under the hood, and that was the whole. That's what they called it.
You do see some cool cars around here. I'll say that.
Yeah. So that is kind of what gave us the idea.
I really haven't talked about it on the podcast, but the Otaku box is down. It is totaled. It is gone. So we are going to be doing the Otaku box 2.0 sometime next year. But the original Otaku box is no more. Oh yeah, tear moment. So I will post pictures of where it was at its what do you call that? A pinnacle, a summit?
Yeah.
The high point. That way everybody can actually see where it got to. Wasn't 100% at its finish line, but it was there. It was crawling to the finish line. But yes, now we have to start all over again.
Not necessarily. All the parts and pieces are
I'll just say I'm going to cannibalize the car.
He's going to make a zombie 2.0.
Yep.
Yeah, cool thing is the 1.0 is going to be turned into something else so that it can continue doing what it was made to do.
Yeah, we spent enough money on stickers.
Yes, it's covered in too many stickers now.
Yeah.
So we're pretty much going to turn it into a trailer to pull behind the 2.0.
Cool.
And it will still have its logo, welcome lights, and everything on it, so that it's like 1.0 and 2.0 they're still together. So that means a new logo and everything else.
Yep.
It'll be fun, but yes. Anyway, so All Might is my favorite character.
Okay.
Bakugo to me is the annoying one.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like that the first couple seasons. Like I said, I didn't like him till the second movie.
Yeah, I haven't watched the
So
movies.
we'll have to watch that
in the
one.
seasons, I just don't like him.
Yeah.
He's arrogant. He's a big mouth, and honestly, I don't think he's true to himself, which I guess I can relate to, which makes me not like him even more. So yeah,
He has good growth through the season, I think. Through the seasons.
Mm-hmm. We will wait to see if Raver Mom watches any of it before we do a rating on it.
All right.
Just because of the fact that I like it whenever all three of us rate it. We all give something different to the rating.
You just like hearing me.
I do.
We do.
I do. Trust me. I have a feeling that we are going to review Girls in Panzer while you are at camp. That's right. There will be 3 weeks where Raver Mom will not be on the podcast because she's going to be working camps. Summer camp.
Yeah. If you do it next week, I will be here.
Well, I guess we're going to be finished some Girls in Panzer, aren't we?
Sad face.
Tell us how you really feel.
She's going to come in here in a full uniform, ready to drive some tanks. Yes, she is faking it. She loves it, and she just won't tell us. Yes.
Like, oh my gosh!
I've got like a boyfriend at every port. How many dates have you gone on? None. Yes, bubblegum pop anime.
Moe military is what it is.
It's if Lucky Star meets the military. So
Where do we go from here? I mean, really.
I don't know. I think we've had so many anime discussions we can just skip doing like questions from a cup or a game or anything because this is just
Yeah.
The discussion is there. Any other animes you want to rate? Anything else you've watched?
What's an anime that you would never watch again?
Oh.
Like flat out, even if someone begged you to, paid you money, like just worst of the worst that you think.
That I think is the worst of the worst. Like an anime series or a movie.
Either.
I will see if I can do both. The movie that I would never watch again is Twilight of the Dark Masters. Horrible movie. I mean,
why do you say it's a horrible movie?
Besides the fact that it's very adult, it is the worst plot line and story. The artwork at times can get confusing, and it's just all around dumb. And that is the reason why you don't hear anybody talking about Twilight of the Dark Master. It's just that bad. It wasn't that great. It wasn't that popular whenever it first came out. It's just horrible.
What made you watch it?
You know that whenever we first moved into a new city after we got married, and we would go to that game store that looked like a cupcake.
Yes.
And they had like the DVD rack, and I would find
that was
like,
the one that you purchased.
That was one of the ones that I purchased from there. Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah.
It was like $2, I think. I mean, you could look up there and grab it. It still has the price tag on it. It was just horrible. I bought it because it was an anime. It was there, and it was terrible. All the way down at the. I think it's all the way down at the end, isn't it?
I think we bought it because the.
Chopra.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, she's sitting in front of my DVD gallery here.
Yeah. So that's what it looked like.
Well, what does that price tag say on it?
$2.97.
Yeah, $2.97. I'm like, hey.
The cover looked really cool. I remember.
Yeah,
you got
it
it.
looks cool.
Yeah, it's terrible.
K2, you should take it.
I don't have a DVD player.
It's horrid. If you really want to watch it, I will watch it with you, man. My kids will not be around, but I will watch it with you, and you will see just how horrible it is. I would never watch that one again.
It's only 50 minutes. 50.
When was it? 80s was it made? It looks like the 80s now.
It says 1997, 2001.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
1997 in Japan, 2001, and I don't have my glasses on, so.
Yeah, so basically it came over here in 2001.
Yeah.
All right.
And I picked it up in 2007, 2008.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
We were newlyweds, and
Babies.
yeah, no, terrible. Series-wise, one that I would never watch again. I think, honestly, it's not because it's a bad anime. It is funny.
Okay.
But it's not one where you're like, hey, I want to watch that again, or hey, if they make a second season, I'm going to watch it, because no. I watched it because I don't like starting something and not finishing it. And it's this anime that's like The Art of Being a House Husband.
Oh, I remember. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, there's parts of it that was like, that's funny. I mean, honestly, the thing was like, are you literally over dramatizing this stuff? I mean, it's basically a higher up in the Yakuza.
Okay.
Left the Yakuza, got married. His wife goes and does all the work, and he's the house husband. He cooks, he cleans, he takes care of the animals, he does the shopping, and...
Oh, okay. I've heard of this one. It's a fairly new one.
It came out a couple of years ago on the anime end, but it was a manga before that. And he meets other, ex-Yakuza members on the thing. Like, one of them started a tea cart. Man, my tea cart's not making any money. oh man, boba, it's the new thing. You got to learn how to make boba. Let's learn how to make boba. And then it's like action sequences and, and montages on them making tapioca balls and making them perfect. And, this is how you make the money,
I remember you talking about
It
that.
sounds like Food Wars, but with extra steps.
Food Wars is a whole lot better. The only thing I don't like about Food Wars is seasons 1, 2, and 4 dubbed. Season 3 subtitled. Drives me nuts. I am at season 3, but the only way I can watch subtitled stuff is if I am without children. Because, I have to read it.
Yep.
Basically, I'm going to watch it twice. I watch it the first time to read it, and then I watch it again to see the animation and its full gloriness,
Yep.
But that anime to me, I have no interest in watching it again. I thought it was dumb. You think Girls and Pans are as bad, honey? Yeah, watch that. It's just as short, but dumb.
Yeah, I can't think of a bad one that I've watched, because if it's a bad anime, you're not going to remember watching it. And usually, if it doesn't catch my interest, I'm not even going to finish it. So, for me, it's hard, but I think it would be Seven Deadly Sins.
Oh.
Haven't watched it. I know it's my brother's favorite right
Yeah.
now.
Okay.
And I have not watched Seven Deadly Sins. A lot of people have recommended it.
Yeah,
That and Mashal. Is that Muscle and Magic?
I'm not sure.
That's a newer one, I guess. Haven't watched either of those two.
The Way of
So,
House
yeah.
Husband is on Netflix if you
Yeah,
want to
there
watch
it is. The Way of the House Husband.
It's 2 seasons if you want to watch it.
I've watched both seasons, okay? Because whenever I watched it, they were both out, and I just binged the whole thing. But yeah, terrible.
Yeah,
Terrible.
sounds like it.
I'm surprised it's still on Netflix. Apparently, it's more popular than I think. But if you're into that type of anime, go for it. It makes being a house husband. I mean, it demeans house husbands. I'm sorry. Yeah.
What did you, what were you saying,
About what?
K2?
About what?
The one you were...
Seven Deadly Sins?
That's another Netflix
Yeah,
one.
if I'm
Yeah.
not mistaken, I have that on my list. Oh, the other one that I want to watch... Yeah, it's not on there. The other one that I want to watch is Chainsaw.
Chainsaw Man is good.
Not because I want to see the horror, but I've never seen, other than I think Ghost Hunt, because I've never seen Attack on Titan.
Okay.
My first shot of that, it was literally the giant, and it kind of grossed me out.
Yeah.
This was,
She was toward the end of season 1.
Oh, okay,
She
yeah.
jumped in.
yeah, so where we were somewhere and we saw a whole bunch of Chainsaw Man memorabilia.
Was
That
that Mimeo place in
It could have been.
mall or something?
Yeah. Yeah, it just looked interesting to me. So, but anyways.
Yeah, I haven't watched Chainsaw Man.
It's a good series.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Speaking of good or bad, where would you go to be able to find that about a series? Is there a website or to find if it's a good series to go, or other than just looking on, the little captions on the...
If you would like more in-depth reviews of different animes, you can join us on Waku Waku. Waku Waku is an app that you can download where you create your own watch list. And as you watch your animes, you update your status on them. You can literally update it episode by episode. And as you go down your anime journey, you can make reviews on what you think about it. And you can do it at different points in your animes, but the reviews are more in depth. They're very diverse. You can do it by the anime and see what everybody's watching, or you can click on the anime and just see a list of reviews.
Will it give suggestions based off of your list?
Yes, it will.
Okay.
I know that I get on mine, I get recommendations every once in a while. I don't get a ton of them, just because of the fact that my list is all over the place.
I was going to say, yeah, you have a very wide spectrum.
But every once in a while, if there's a new one that comes out, like whenever Solo Leveling first came out, it recommended that I watch Solo Leveling.
Which it is huge right now.
Yeah. It's based off of a visual novel, isn't it?
If I'm not mistaken.
Korean, right?
I think so. But the crazy thing about Solo Leveling is a lot of the animation movements that they use is copied from Dragon Ball Z.
Really?
Yeah. You'll see like I know that they did like a tribute montage video after Akira Toriyama passed away, and they're like, oh, they did a ode to Toriyama in an episode, and they had the main character dancing around like Goku. And,
oh, that's cool.
But as people went back and looked, there's stuff like that riddled all the way through it from different animes, where they took movements from different animes and they put it in there. And the biggest complaint that I've seen about Solo Leveling is that it's non-stop action. There's no lull in it whatsoever.
Oh, wow.
And
that would wear me out.
It's
mentally.
A lot of people love it because of that, but a lot of people are like, there's no story to it if it's constant.
Yeah, it's
go.
Well, the thing is if you notice American and Japanese, there's a lot of that. Even the American cartoons are constant visual changes over, like, it's literally, I think somebody did a study on a lot of the cartoons for coming out of America. It's literally like every 3 seconds it's a new image, something new, something happening.
Generation.
Yeah, it's insane. So anyways, back to Waku Waku. What is, you said follow us, but you never gave us the tag.
On Waku Waku, our account is Reverend Otaku 9000. Right now we've got over 153 animes on our list, and it's only going to get bigger with recommendations that keep on coming in. And it consists of animes that we have watched and have not watched, and every anime that we've talked about on here is on that list. And with our reviews, the reviews that we give are reviews based upon the anime itself, what we think about the anime, and then I give a review from a parental standpoint, and then I give a review based on a Christian standpoint. So you got 3 points of review on our account. But that is the great thing about Waku Waku, is the fact that we all have different opinions, and you're going to see all those different opinions, and you can comment directly to reviews if something is said that you don't quite agree with, or if something is exposed and you're like, hey, where's that at? I need to go back and watch that again. Where's that point at that you're talking about? It's in that essence, it's a community, because you can ask the questions, you can get the answers, and it's really cool because there's people from all over the world that are culminating to this app, and it's really cool. So again, you can join us on there. Our account name is Reverend Otaku 9000. I am the only Reverend Otaku on there, so it's not very hard to find our account. Please join us on Waku Waku. Is there an anime you'll never watch again?
So far, no.
Part of me is a little shocked.
Why?
Dragon Ball Z.
Listen. I'm going to pull Listen Linda on you.
Oh.
I will watch it. My whole outlook is it, like you said, everybody has their own opinion. I may not like it, but I mean, I'm still going to watch it. I haven't watched all of it, and honestly, being married to you constantly
we stopped.
Plastered everywhere.
We stopped on season 3. So that kind of tells you where she's at. It doesn't get better from there.
I'm sure it does. I really am. I mean, like, I'm gonna even give Naruto a chance. Just, I gotta get to that point in my life.
I'm excited.
I don't think even the ones you talked about, I don't think there's, I mean, well, maybe there is. There's gonna be an anime out there for everybody. And it's not gonna fit everybody's likes and interests and stuff, but I'm always up for trying new things, and in the end, I will give you my honest opinion. In the end,
We are gonna get a Girls and Panzer review.
I will give my honest opinion. Now, like, I like trying new things. Like, I'm not an energy drink kind of person. I personally, like, I just don't like the aftertaste. And after working a year with some of the people that I've worked with, there are some that like energy drinks or sparkling water or whatever. And because of my health, I have to drink mostly water. And so I'm up for trying new things, you know.
Like grape ninja gum.
So
Insert theme song.
Great ninja gum so cool. Taste is bold and kind of sweet, like a great Tylenol treat. Best escape on busy streets. Chew it up, wow, wow. Chew it up now, now.
I mean, no. I mean, because if somebody came over and was like, hey, you want to watch this? And I'd watch it with them. So, I mean, I'm just that kind of person.
Yeah.
Plus, my memory's probably as bad as K2's,
I
and
feel
I'm not
like-
going to remember.
The awesome thing about this podcast is I feel like I'm learning more and more about her. Yeah. Like she getting into anime.
It's not that I'm getting into it. It's just, it'd be like anything else. You still can't trump me on cars, though.
Yes. I will bow down to the fact that you were raised to rip a block apart and put it back together.
Really? That's
Yes.
something new I've learned.
Yes. Whenever we were living in one of our houses, I had to keep replacing the heater hose connectors for the heater core on her Pontiac. I got to a point to where I was doing this like every 6 months. It was annoying.
And the part was a piece of junk plastic.
Yeah.
Literal elbow.
I tried.
I mean, it was not even a big piece either, but it kept breaking.
Yeah, and it had a brass fitting on the inside, so you had to break all the plastic out, and then you had to wiggle this brass fitting out. And I kept trying to find a metal version of this piece, but they didn't make it. And so one day I got frustrated, and I looked at her. I was like, "You keep saying you can fix a car, you fix it." So this girl gets underneath the hood. I sat myself on a chair with a camera, and she took her heater core out. She replaced the two connectors and put it back in, and I was like, "Well,
Awesome.
you can continue fixing your car."
One thing that I was taught growing up is that a girl should be able to know how to do things on the inside and outside of a house. And I totally agree with that. That's how we're raising our girls. Because
I think everybody should be. It doesn't matter your gender.
exactly, like, you need to be able to be self-sufficient and choose to want to have a husband or a wife in your life, and not have to. Like, I can't live because I have to have, like, I depend on somebody, you know? As long as you are physically able to, or, you know, like, as long as you're able to. And so I know how to change a tire. I've changed tires with him standing right there because I was just so mad. And I think at one point I threatened him with the tire iron that if he tried to take it away from me, I'd probably beat him in the parking lot.
Yeah, there's only one time she called me and asked for my help to change a tire.
Yeah, so
And that was
I can
because the stupid tire iron wasn't there.
I can take the oil, you know, I can do the oil changes, I can change brakes, I can take a motor apart. I bought him a Mini Cooper that got a crack in the head, and series of unfortunate events hurt his wrist, and I took it apart and put it back together.
Oh, wow.
So, and after 18 years, he is still impressed that I will get under the hood and help him and be the girl
Well,
But-
I know where I'm going to get my oil changed now.
Well, like I said, you wanted to install a stereo in your car, don't go somewhere, just buy the stereo and come to the house.
Yeah. So, but it's just one of the benefits of the way I was raised that I hold very dear to my heart, that if I don't know how to do it, I'm going to figure out how to do it on my own.
Yeah.
I can do plumbing. I can pretty much build a house because my
Sweet.
family was in construction. So every house we've lived in, or every
Yep.
home we've lived in, we've been if he couldn't figure it out, I knew how to do it. Very rarely have I ever had to call my dad for help. Because either I knew it, he knew it, or we were able to figure it out on our own.
Yep.
So,
Yeah,
but yeah,
right,
that's
right now our oldest daughter has changed the oil on our car,
Uh-huh.
and she's assisted with changing tires.
No, that's
Yeah,
impressive.
So,
So she's on her way.
yeah. So, I don't want them to feel like they can't do things, on their own. Granted, there are times where I am perfectly fine with going down the street and paying somebody to change a tire,
Yep.
if I can afford it, and because that's their livelihood. But most of the time, we pretty much do everything on our own.
God knows I wish I had a tire balancing machine and a mounting machine, because I'd do that myself at this point.
Yeah. So. But yeah, even after 18 years, it still impresses him that I can pretty much do it all.
I think we are going to close it here.
I think so.
Thanks.
But are we going to close on a high point?
I know, put me
Yeah.
on a pedestal and everything.
Hey, it's all right. So, in closing, both
Crazy.
Midoriya from My Hero Academia and Gideon from the Bible began their journeys from places of self-doubt and perceived weakness. Midoriya was born without a quirk in a world that values power, while Gideon saw himself as the least in his family and tribe. Yet both were chosen for greatness, not because of their strength, but because of their faith, humility, and willingness to step forward when called. The key difference lies in their source of empowerment. Midoriya receives strength from All Might and grows through training and perseverance, while Gideon draws his power from God's calling and divine guidance. Their stories remind us that true heroism is not about how strong we start, but how faithfully we respond when asked to rise, and overcoming the doubts within ourselves to accomplish that. Join us as we close in prayer. Father God, I thank you for the many lessons that your word teaches us. And I thank you for how they show us how to overcome our trials and our tribulations and our problems. God, I pray that as we go through life and self-doubt comes upon us, that we remember that you have given us the answer to overcoming that doubt. That you have put people in our path to help us overcome, and that you are there with us to help us overcome as well. And as we wrap up today's episode, let us remember that you, God, are with us in every story, whether animated or real. And I pray that you, Father God, will help us to see you in everything that we do and watch. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Thanks for tuning into Reb's Otaku Talk. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast on your chosen platform, and like and follow us on our Facebook page and our X page at Reb's Otaku Talk. And join us on Waku Waku, username Reverend Otaku 9000. Please leave a comment on any of these platforms and a review, and share your favorite anime and God moments with us. Also, don't forget to check out Reb's Otaku Shop and don some merch, and be sure to grab a bag of Reb's Conco Heat Coffee. The link is down in the description below. Until next time, I hope you keep your anime collection strong and your faith stronger. See you later, guys.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Tune in now, the mic is live. We're diving deep into Taku vibes. From hero highs to kaiju fears, we're talking shows that bring the cheers. Revs on deck with truth and flame. Raver Mom and K2 bring the game. Faith and fandom in the same place. Only here we run that race. It's Revs! Otaku Talk! Where the spirit meets the screen. From Pokemon to Daegu Dreams. It's Revs! Otaku Talk! With Bible, truth, and enemy power, we vibe and grow each Otaku hour. Trivia time, let's spin that cup. Kid Koopa's crown, can he keep it up? Listener mail and fan debates, we love the art the Lord creates. From Studio Ghibli to Naruto, God speaks in ways you didn't know. Stories rise like rising sun, we break them down one by one. Chew, this ain't just hype, it's revelation. Anime with holy inspiration. Otaku life with transformation. Faith and fandom, no limitation. It's Ribs! Otaku talk! From J-Jo's post to Spirit Lead, we laugh, reflect, and plant that seed. It's Ribs! Otaku talk! So hit that play, don't walk away. Let's geek and grow in Jesus' way. O-T-A-K-U, talking truth in all we do. Revs crew, rolling through. Faith meets fandom just for you.